Hello, today we'll be using partial sums for addition to solve the following word problem. Jennifer did tap dancing classes for 1 8/10 of a year. Then she did ballet classes for 2 5/10 of a year. How many years did Jennifer take dance classes? The number sentence for this problem is 1 8/10 plus 2 5/10. We will model the partial sum strategy with concrete, pictorial, and abstract models. Let's begin with the concrete model. We will start by first drawing a place value chart with ones and tenths. First, we will build 1 8/10. 1 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10. Now we will build 2 5/10. 1, 2, 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10. Now that we have built our numbers, we can begin adding. In partial sums, it doesn't matter which place value you begin adding, so we will begin in the tenths place. We have 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10, 10/10, 11/10, 12/10, and 13/10. So our first partial sum is going to be 13/10, or 1 3/10. Now let's add our ones place. We have 1, 2, 3. So our second partial sum is 3 0/10. Now we can add our partial sums together to get our final answer. When we add 0 3/10, we get 3/10. When we add 3 1, we get 4. So our final answer is 4 3/10. Now what will this look like in the pictorial model? So we will draw something very similar to our concrete model. So we will have 1 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10. And 1, 2, 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10. And similar to our concrete model, we will begin by counting our tenths place to get our first partial sum. We have 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10, 10/10, 11/10, 12/10, and 13/10, which is the same as 1 3/10. Now let's count our ones column. 1, 2, 3. So our second partial sum is 3 0/10. Similar to our concrete model, we will now take our partial sums and add them to get our final answer. When we add 0/10 and 3/10, we get 3/10. And when we add 3 and 1, we get 4. So our final answer is 4 and 3/10. Now what will this look like as an abstract model? We will record 1 and 8/10. And 2 and 5/10. Just like our previous models, we will begin adding in the tenths place. We know that 8/10 plus 5/10 is 1 and 3/10. So we will record our first partial sum right beneath our abstract model in the proper place value columns. Now we will add our ones place. We know that 1 and 2 added together is 3 and 0/10, just like in our previous models. So we will record our second partial sum right below the first with the proper place value columns. And again, similarly to our previous models, we will now add our partial sums to get our final answer. 3/10 plus 0/10 is 3/10, and 1 plus 3 is 4. So our final answer, again, is 4 and 3/10. Now let's go back to our word problem. Jennifer did tap dancing classes for 1 and 8/10 of a year. Then she did ballet classes for 2 and 5/10 of a year. How many years did Jennifer take dance classes? We now know that our number sentence is 1 and 8/10 plus 2 and 5/10 equals 4 and 3/10. So our solution sentence is Jennifer took dance classes for 4 and 3/10 of a year.